Till now we had discussed certain things. Now we are going to discuss the certain things, like I drew the axes, if you can see, OX, OX dash, OY, OY dash, and I'm writing certain values, that where are these values, where are these angles going to fall along which line are they going to fall along, like 35 pi. 35 pi is an odd multiple of pi, so it is going to fall along OX dash. 42 pi is an even multiple of pi, so it is going to fall along OX. Minus 42 pi is again an even multiple of pi, but negative sign is there. We told you whether negative or positive, it does not matter when we are talking of the horizontal line. Horizontal line, always the even multiple will fall along OX and odd multiples will fall along OX dash. It does not matter. Sign will not matter. Sign will not matter. Then 73 pi by 2 is an odd multiple of pi by 2. 73 pi by 2 is an odd multiple of pi by 2. An odd multiple of pi by 2 will fall always along the vertical line, and we will divide 73 by 2, and when you divide 73 by 2 you realize that you will get 1 as the remainder, 1 as remainder after dividing by 4. 18 fours are 72 actually. So you will get a remainder 1. So it will fall along OY. Now next is 120 pi by 2. You see, when we said odd, we were using the word always odd multiples of pi by 2. Here I am getting an even multiple of pi by 2. Even multiple means if I'll get even multiple of pi by 2, it will be divided by 2. The even multiple will be divided by 2. Like a 2 will divide this, you will get 60 pi. 60 pi means it is an even multiple of pi. It will be along OX. It will be along OX. It is along OX. For example, it is says 72 pi by 2. Again, it is an even multiple of pi by 2. Even multiple of pi by 2 will become multiple of pi somehow. 36 pi. It will become 36 pi. And 36 pi means an even multiple. So it will again fall along OX. It will fall along OX. Then it says minus 136 pi by 2. Minus 136 pi by 2. Again it is a multiple of even multiple. So 2 6 are 12, 2 8 are 8, 2 8 are 18, minus 68, minus 68, 2 6 are 12 and 2 8 are 16. So minus 68 pi, again it is an even multiple, so it will be along OX. It will be along OX. Suppose it is minus 121 pi by 2. Now here it is odd multiple of pi by 2. It is an odd multiple of pi by 2. And it is negative. So forget about the negative. Divide by 4. You will get 1 as the remainder. You will get 1 as the remainder. If it was positive, and if 1 was the remainder, where will this angle fall along? It will fall along OY. It will fall along OY. But because it is negative, so it is going to fall along in the opposite direction along OY dash. Along OY dash. Now let us take one more example. 102,713 pi by 2. 102,713 pi by 2. I can take many, I will take more examples based on this pi by 2 to make it absolutely clear to you that where will this angle will fall along. Angle can be as much as you like. Now 1, 3. The last two digits are 1, 3. If you divide it by 4, you'll get 4 3s are 12. You'll get 1 as the remainder. 1 is remainder. If you divide the whole thing by 4, you'll get 1 as the remainder. And if you're getting 1 as the remainder, and because plus sign is there, it will fall along OY. Fall along OY. Don't worry, I will be taking more examples based on this so that it becomes absolutely clear to you that how do we do it? How do we manage it? So don't worry about this. I'll be doing more questions and more practice with you based on this. Now let us see some important points to remember. We told you that sin x and cos x are always defined. Sin x and cos x are always defined. Are always defined. What does it mean? Always defined. If you look in the table which we made, if you look at that table, I can make that table for you again in 2 minutes. Sin theta, sin x, let's see. Sin 0 is 0. Sin 30 is 1 upon 2. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2. And sin 90 is 1. And cos x is what? Cos x is 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2 and 0. From 0 to 90, if they are defined as 0 to 90, they will be defined everywhere. Because there is no value at which sin and cos x are not defined. Sin and cos x are defined absolutely. So sin x and cos x are always defined. For all values of x, sin and cos will be always defined. Now let us take off question of cosec x and cot x. Or okay, let's take cosec x and cot x. Cosec x and cot x. Now cosec is opposite of sine, 1 upon sine. 1 upon sine. So cosec x will, where sine is 0, cosec x cannot be defined. Cosec x is what? Cosec x is 1 upon sin x. Where sin x will become 0. Where sin x will become 0, cosec x cannot be defined. And cot x is what? Cot x is cos x upon sin x. Again, in the denominator, sin x is coming. So that means wherever sin x will be 0, cosec x and cot x cannot be defined. Cosec x and cot x cannot be defined where sin x is 0. And sin x is 0 where? On the vertical line. On the vertical line. So sin x, cosec x and cot x are not defined, when x is equal to what? N pi. When x is equal to n pi. Because when x is n pi, then sine is always 0. So cosec x and cot x are not defined on x-axis. On x-axis. Because sine 0 is 0. Sine 0 is 0. So if I put here 1 upon sine 0, so 1 upon 0 is not defined. Similarly, cot x is cos x upon sine x. If I put sine 0, so cos x upon cos 0 is 1. 1 upon 0 will be again not defined. So cosec x and cot x are not defined. Cosec x and cot x are not defined, are not defined along x-axis, horizontal line. These are things you will have to remember, which will help you later on. These are very important things. When we are talking of, when we are talking of, uh, when we are talking of the uh, horizontal line, then on horizontal line you will realize that cosec x and cot x are not defined. Now let us talk of the third thing, sec x, and sine and cos are defined. Sec x and cos x, sec x and tan x. Sorry, sec x and tan x, because cos is always defined. Sec x is 1 upon cos x, and tan x is what? Sin x upon cos x. It is sin x upon cos x. So actually what happens is that if where cos x will be 0, sec x and tan x will not be defined, because cos x comes in the denominator, and if cos x becomes 0, then the term will become not defined, or it will not be defined. So where does cos x become 0? Odd multiples of pi by 2. Cos x is equal to 0 at 2n plus, at odd multiples of pi by 2, either when it is 4n plus 1 pi by 2, or it is 4n plus 3 pi by 2. So odd multiples can also be written as 2n plus 1 pi by 2, or 2n plus 1 pi by 2, because this is an odd number. 2n plus 1 is an odd number. So sec x and tan x are not defined where? Now sec x and tan x, sec x and tan x are not defined. They are not defined where? They are not defined along the vertical line. Are not defined along the vertical line. Along the vertical line. Let's just go through quickly once again. Sin x and cos x are always defined. Whatever may be the value of x, sin x and cos x will be always defined, because this value which I have written from for sin x and cos x from 0 to 90 is a repetitive value. When we will be drawing the graphs, you will realize what I am talking about. So sin x and cos x will be always defined, but cosec x and cot x will not be defined where sin x is 0, because cosec x is 1 upon sin x and cot x is cos x upon sin x, and along x-axis or along the horizontal line, sin is 0. So along the horizontal line, cosec x and cot x are not defined. Similarly, sec x and tan x are not defined along the vertical line. Along the y-axis, these are very important points, and we must remember them. From this, we will write down simply a few identities. Till now, those identities were always true. Those identities till 10th were always true. When we wrote sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, we always said it is true. We always said it is true. For example, let's talk of identities. Identities. Let us talk of what is identity, which are always true for all values. For example, if I write sine square x plus cos square x is equal to 1, then I'll write for all values of x. It is true for all values of x because x is always defined. Sine square x plus cos square x will be 1 because sine square, sine and cos are always defined. Sine and cos are always defined, whatever the value of x may be. Let me see the second value. Cosec square x minus cot square x is equal to 1 also. This also we have read. In 10th we have read. Cosec square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. I'm just writing, instead of theta I'm writing x. You can write anything. It doesn't really matter. I write cosec square x minus cot square x is equal to 1. I write cosec square x minus cot square x is equal to 1. But please remember, cosec x and cot x are not defined for everything, because cosec x and cot x are not defined when x is along the when x lies on the x-axis, on the horizontal line. So if x is equal to n pi, it is defined only when x is not equal to n pi. It is true only if x is not equal to n pi. It is true only when x is equal to not n pi. Because if x is going to become 0, then it will not be defined. Because cosec 0 is not defined, cot 0 is not defined, so it can't be defined. So it is only left hand side will not be equal to right hand side, because left hand side will come 0 and right hand side will come 1. How it will be possible? That is why till now it was alright. In 10th standard we were writing always cosec square theta minus cot square theta is 1. But in this case cosec square theta minus cot square theta is not 1 when x is not equal to n pi. It is, if x becomes equal to n pi, then it is not defined, but it is only defined when x is not equal to n pi. Let's see now sec square x minus tan square x. These were basic things which you did earlier also. Sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. We said sec square theta minus tan square theta is 1. But again, if x is not equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, it is only defined when n is not equal to when x is not odd multiple of pi by 2. If x is odd multiple of pi by 2, that means cos will become 0 and sec is 1 upon cos and tan is sine upon cos. In both the denominators cos is coming, and if it happens, then sec square x minus tan square x will not be equal to 1, because again left hand side will not be equal to right hand side. That is why it is only defined. Now these are the new things which you are learning. Till standard 10th we were doing alright. Always we were saying sine square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. Cosec square x minus cot square x is equal to 1. We were never writing x is not equal to n pi. We were not writing x is not equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, because we didn't know. We were not taught. But now since you have come into the better class or bigger class, So you have to be more definite about things. You have to be more definite about things. Now we are going to do certain things, certain identities which we are going to pick up, and we are going to talk to you about this. For example, if I take for example first identity, sec square x, sorry, sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. Sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1 is true for all x. So I'm not writing true for all x because it is accepted. Now but sin square x can be written as what? Sin square x can also be written as 1 minus cos square x. Is that clear? Sin square x can also be written as 1 minus cos x and 1 plus cos x. If I factorize this, 1 minus cos square x can be factorized as 1 minus cos x and 1 plus cos x. And then we can write sin x upon 1 minus cos x is equal to 1 plus cos x upon sin x. It was sin x square x, sin x into sin x, 1 sin x I have brought to this side. So sin x upon 1 minus cos x is equal to 1 plus cos x upon sin x. Please understand, this is the same equation written in different form. So wherever we see sin x upon 1 minus cos x, we understand that somewhere 1 plus cos x upon sin x is also there. Or I can write that sin x upon 1 minus cos x can also be written as 1 plus cos x upon sin x. Or 1 plus cos x upon sin x can be always written as sin x upon 1 minus cos x. Because in this particular topic, not in particular topic, but in all of trigonometry, we are going to do a lot of manipulations. It is a lot of manipulations. For manipulations, you need to learn the tricks, and for that you have to remember the formulas which we are discussing. So sin x upon 1 minus cos x, whenever required, can be converted, can be written as 1 plus cos x upon sin x, or wherever we see 1 plus cos x upon sin x, we should see also sin x upon 1 minus cos x. If the situation required, we can change them. As I said, it is manipulation, so it is important. Similarly, cos square x could also be written as 1 minus sin square x, or cos square x can always be written as 1 minus sin x and 1 plus sin x. So I can write this as cos x as 1 plus sin x is equal to 1 minus sin x upon cos x, on the same basis like we have written here. Just for manipulations, it will be very important. Sometime in trigonometry, they are going to ask you to prove certain things. They will ask you to prove certain things, and for proofs, we require these kind of manipulation. We will be doing these manipulations very well. We will be using these manipulations very well or not. That will depend upon how you are going to do it. Is that clear? Now let us take the next formula, 5. Like sec square x minus tan square x is equal to 1. And please remember also that trigonometry is not going to be the part of this trigonometry only. It is it will be used in all branches of mathematics, and these formulas will be applicable everywhere. Wherever we need to do manipulation, we will be doing these manipulation. Sec square x minus tan square x is 1. Now again it is a square minus b square. I can write it as sec x minus tan x, one factor, and sec x plus tan x, another factor, is equal to 1. Or I can write sec x minus tan x as 1 upon sec x plus tan x. Sec x minus tan x is equal to 1 upon sec x plus tan x. You see, when the product of two numbers is 1, they are reciprocals of each other. So sec x minus tan x and sec x plus tan x are reciprocals of each other. They are reciprocals. How do we find the reciprocal? Because if the product of the two numbers is 1, then they are reciprocal. We can see sec x minus tan x into sec x plus tan x is equal to 1. So we will be using again this thing. Wherever we will see sec x minus tan x, we can think of writing 1 upon sec x plus tan x if something is cancelling. Or if I have got sec x plus tan x, if I have got suppose sec x plus tan x, then I can always write it equal to as 1 upon sec x minus tan x. These are reciprocals. So sec x plus tan x and sec x minus tan x are reciprocals of each other, and we will be using it very often. We'll be using it much. Now next, this was fifth, let's see sixth. On the same basis, cosec square x minus cot square x is equal to 1. Cosec square x minus cot x square is equal to 1, or we can write as cosec x minus cot x and cosec x plus cot x is equal to 1. Again, they have become reciprocals of each other. They are reciprocal because the product of two terms is coming out equal to 1. So they are the reciprocals of each other. So cosec x minus cot x can be written as 1 upon cosec x plus cot x. Cosec x plus cot x. They are reciprocals of each other because if I multiply them, I'll get the product as 1. So they are reciprocals of each other. Now I'll stop it here. And because already the time is almost 30 minutes. After that, we will do problems based on these. For your practice, we are going to do problems based on this. I'm stopping the recording now. Bye bye.